Hey there, IG students. Today we're tackling exercise 3 of the reading section in the ESL exam, where you make brief notes. If you're struggling with this, don't worry, you're not alone. Before we start, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on our helpful content. Now, let's get started. Making brief notes can be tricky, but it is an essential skill to learn, as it helps you understand and retain information. If you use the right strategies, you can tackle it like a pro. In this video, I'll give you some tips and examples to follow to help you ace this exercise. Learning the skill of making brief notes effectively will help you summarize key points, identify main ideas, highlight important details for other reading tasks, revise for exams, or give talks about different topics at your school or college. The first thing is understanding what we need to do in exercise 3. You must read one continuous text, approximately 400 to 500 words long. In this video, we will use an article about nature conservation in the Galapagos Islands, but the text may be taken from a blog or a website. After the text, there are 2 headings and 7 spaces. You will add your brief notes under these headings. There are 7 marks available for this exercise. Are you ready to look at the first reading technique to tackle exercise 3? The first reading technique is skimming, which involves quickly glancing over the text to get a general idea of its content. You should focus on the heading, then the first sentences of each paragraph, and any images in the text. This technique works best with non-fiction or factual texts, such as the texts in exercise 3. Skipping over detailed information and reading selectively will save time in the exam and help you grasp the text's main points. Next, we look for the keywords in the question. For exercise 3, we look at the 2 headings in the question. These guide us and ensure that we understand clearly what we're looking for in the text. If we look at the 2 headings, the keywords are what people are doing to preserve these islands in the first heading, and how tourism is negatively affecting these islands in the second heading. We return to the text once we clearly know what information we are looking for in the text. The second reading technique is scanning. This involves finding specific information quickly. You can scan by looking for keywords or phrases instead of reading everything. This skill is useful for finding answers in exams, understanding a text's main idea, or searching for details in articles such as this one. Let's look at the first half of the article. Remember, we are looking for 2 sets of information: what people are doing to preserve the islands, and how tourism is negatively affecting these islands. As we scan the article, we highlight the information we have found, so we can transfer it under the headings later. Let's scan the first paragraph. Here, the text mentions what the scientists are doing to preserve the island. We should only provide enough information to answer the question, rather than copying large chunks of text. Raising awareness of the need to protect this environment would be enough to get a mark. Next, we move on to the second paragraph. Here, the text mentions visitors' negative effect on the islands. The increase in fishing harms marine life. Let's return to the question sheet to add these 2 answers. When we transfer the information to the answer sheet, we should write clearly and under the correct heading. We should write on the dotted lines and in the space provided. Remember to avoid copying large chunks of unnecessary information. You will have noticed that the first detail we found is the same as the example, so we need to return to the text to find more information. However, we can add the second detail under the second heading, as this is something that is having a negative impact on the islands caused by tourism. To complete this exercise, let's return and scan the second half of the text. We still have to find 6 more pieces of information to earn full marks, so we scan each paragraph to look for the specific information. In paragraph 3, we have an example of volunteers removing unwanted species to preserve the environment. In the fourth paragraph, there is another way tourism is negatively affecting the island: the increase in rubbish. Let's return to the answer sheet and add these answers to the headings. Remember to write the answers clearly on the dotted lines under the correct headings. There are 4 more answers to find. How about visiting our website, eslecollege.com, by clicking the link below? You can choose to complete a paper-based or online version of the exercise. But before you go, let's recap how to complete exercise 3 successfully. First, skim through the text to get the general idea, read the heading, read the first sentence in each paragraph and refer to the image. Next, you should look at the keywords in the headings on the question sheet. Then, you should scan the text, looking for keywords or phrases that refer to the headings and highlighting the answers. Finally, ensure your answers are clearly written in the correct heading on the line provided. By following these reading techniques, you should be well on your way to mastering exercise 3. Keep practicing, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Thanks for watching, and happy studying.